Welcome to Book Boop, where today I will be doing the Bookish Habits Tag. So I'll be going through a series of questions talking about all my weird bookish habits, and I'm sure there are quite a few, so it's going to be fun. I have no earthly idea who originally created this tag. I tried to find out and kind of research, and I couldn't figure it out. If you happen to know who originally created the Bookish Habits Tag, please comment below and let me know and let everybody know so that we can know who created it, because I have no earthly idea. But let's go ahead and jump into some questions and find out all about my weird bookish habits. This will be fun. Okay, so question number 1. Do you have a certain place at home for reading? Yes, the bed. I pretty much always read in my bed because it is the most comfortable place in the house. It's amazing and I love it there. It's all those comfy pillows and blankets and what's not to like. I usually will read, so sometimes I will read on my couch, sometimes I'll read on a recliner that we have, but almost all the time I read in the bed. That's my happy place. That's like my reading spot. It's my nuke. That's where I want to be. Okay, so question number 2, bookmark or a random piece of paper? Definitely a bookmark. I will use a random piece of paper if I need to. I don't particularly like to. I don't like to use things like receipts as bookmarks, like the super thin, flimsy receipts. That kind of drives me crazy. I like having a nice, thick bookmark to bookmark my pages. That didn't make any sense. Okay, question number 3. Can you just stop reading, or can you stop before the end of a chapter, paragraph, or sentence? Okay, let's see. I usually like to get to the end of a chapter before I finish. I'm like a completionist in that way. I like to know that I finished a chapter. It's all in a nice, neat package. Even if the chapter ends on a cliffhanger, at least I know, okay, I got to the end of the chapter. This is a place where I can stop. I don't particularly like to stop before I get to the end of the chapter. Either that, I usually have to get to the end of a paragraph. I don't like to stop in the middle of a paragraph. I usually like to only stop in areas where I feel like I can stop and there's like at least some sort of wrap up of a scene, if you would. So I'm not like stopping in the middle of a conversation. There's no way I could stop in the middle of a sentence. That would drive me crazy. Like, that would make me twitch, I think, just like thinking about it. All right, let's see. Question number 4. Do you eat or drink while reading? I definitely drink while reading. I love drinking a giant, and I mean giant, like 2-cup mug of hot tea. I love drinking tea while I read, and I usually will be in my bed, blankets on me, got my book, got my tea, and I'm a happy camper. I normally don't eat while I read. I'm never one of those people you will find me sitting there eating lunch at the table with a book open or like trying to hold it open and reading. I'd always be afraid that I would spill stuff all over my book, so I normally don't eat and read much. I usually like watch TV or something, but anyways, that was a lot of nothing. All right, so the next one, number 5, music or TV while reading? No, I can't. I need silence. My brain can't lock in well enough unless it's silence. I can't have music playing or TV playing in the background. I am not one of those people who can go to some coffee shop and be like, I'm going to go to the coffee shop and get my coffee and sit and read and have all the hubbub of the coffee shop around me in the background. I can't do that. I can't. I have to have pretty much absolute silence. I need it. Otherwise, I will find myself reading the same paragraph or page over and over and over and over, and it won't ever sink in. So, silence, please. Okay, next one. One book at a time or several? Definitely one book at a time. This is one I have trouble wrapping my mind around how people can read several books at once. There's several booktubers out there who'll be like, I'm in the middle of 5 books right now. I'm like, how do you do that? I can't. I mean, I have to read one book at a time. I don't know why that is. Maybe that'll change one day. I don't know. But I have to read one book at a time. And I have to finish a book. I have to finish a book before I start another book. Even if I'm not liking the book that much, I gotta finish it. It's gotta be done. And I will press through until it's finished. So no, I don't read more than one book at a time. I'm not an audiobook person yet. I want to be. But yeah, so I haven't tried like the reading a book and having an audiobook going. Nothing like that yet either. So one book at a time for me, please. I'm a one book kind of woman. All right. Next one, let's see. Number 7, reading at home or everywhere? Kind of answered this question a little bit, sort of, with the coffee house thing. But I love reading at home mostly as my favorite place. I'll read other places, like if I'm visiting family or something, I'll read at their houses or whatever. But recently I tried reading in like an airport terminal, like waiting to get on a plane and stuff. And I could do it okay, but I don't like reading in public like that. I have a really hard time blocking out all the outside noise so I can focus on a book in front of me, and then it doesn't sink in and I don't enjoy the book as much as I would, and I feel like I just don't give the book justice if I do that. So I like to read at home or other like very quiet places, but the home is definitely where I can focus the best. Okay, so, all right, question number 8, reading out loud or silently in your head. I usually always read silently in my head. However, there are times when there is no one else home. I will choose to dramatically read some of the dialogue out loud. That sounds weird, but I do it. I really do. It's been a while, but I've done that. And sometimes I'm feeling it. I used to do a little bit of acting and stuff back in, like when I say back in the day, I'm talking like middle school or something like that. I used to do a little bit of acting and everything, but I love voice acting. And sometimes when there's nobody else home, I will do some of the voice acting of the characters in the book. I'm revealing way too much of myself right now. Let's move on. Okay, so the next one, question number 9. Do you read ahead or even skip pages? I do not read ahead. Wait, okay, hold on. I don't skip pages. I know for a fact I don't skip pages. I don't do that because I don't want to ruin anything. But I have caught myself reading ahead a few times, and I don't mean to do it, and I hate that I do it. So I'm a little bit of a speed reader. And I hate that I'm also a speed reader sometimes. I read things really quickly, and my problem is if I'm really enjoying a book, like a lot, like I'm loving the book, I will read faster. I don't want to, but I get so excited that I read faster, and sometimes I'll find myself, like randomly my eyes will flick to the next page, and I'm like, oh, I just ruined something for myself. So sometimes, yes, I do skip portions, and kind of like my eyes will accidentally scan to the next page or something. I hate that I do that, but I do that kind of often. I said do. Anyways, I do that quite often. I wish I didn't, but I never skip pages intentionally. Like, I'm not one of those people that'll like turn to the last chapter to see what happens. I don't. Who does that? That's horrible. Okay. So question number 10, breaking the spine or keeping it like new. I normally read mostly hardback, so I don't know if this kind of works with that, but I always avoid breaking the spine if I'm reading any book. I'm one of those people that likes my book to be in pristine condition. I don't like to dog-ear my pages. I don't like to write in my books. I like to try to keep my books completely clean and perfect, like they're brand new. That's the way I like it. I'm one of those like people that it's like it has to be, I need my library and all the books to be really pretty and perfect and all that. All this to say, I do buy books at like Goodwill and things like that. I usually buy secondhand books too. But anyways, I like to keep my books in pristine condition as possible. I kind of lost... Oh yeah, breaking the spine. I was like, what was the question about again? Wow, my brain. Okay, so, last question. Do you write in your books? Kind of already answered this. No, I don't. I don't ever write my books. Even the books that are like workbooks and they're meant to be written in, like there's spots where you're supposed to like fill in the blank. Even then, I have heart palpitations and I'm like, I can't write in a book. What are they asking me to do? So, and there was a time recently I actually borrowed a book from somebody that I was supposed to read for work. And I was reading through it, and he had written a lot of different things in the book, and I like underlined parts and highlighted parts. I'm like, how do you do that? Like, that stresses me out. Anyways, okay, so that was the last question. Yes, that was the Bookish Habits Tag. Now you know me and all my weird things that I've revealed to you about my bookish habits, so you're welcome. Do you have any weird bookish habits as well? Do you have any different ones from me? Let me know down below in the comments. I always like to hear people's bookish habits. Trust me when I say I am not shaming anybody if anybody is different. If you write in your books, you dog-ear your books, that's great. As long as your books, you do what you want. Reading is a very personal thing, and everyone does things differently, so that's totally cool. On this side of the screen over here, you're going to see my logo. If you click on that, then you can follow me in my book journey. You can subscribe. All right, so and over here is going to be a suggestion of another video to watch right now if you'd like to watch another one of my videos. But thank you so much for watching. You rock. And don't forget to keep reading. Bye!